Max Holloway was up against it against Gaethje because he was bigger, he was more powerful, he was the guy that knocks people out, and Max went out there and knocked Gaethje out. So seeing that, I think it adds a completely different layer to the fight between him and Topuria, because generally Max is not considered a guy that puts you out with one punch. He's a guy that overwhelms you with volume. But by seeing him knock out Justin the way he did, it makes me go, man, this is much more interesting than people want it to be.
I'm like, there is no way I'm not gonna knock him out. I will be the first one to knock him out, because every time I watch him fight, I'm like, I'm way better than him. If you put me only with him in kickboxing or in boxing, even in a chess match, I beat him. Like, well, whatever you want to do, boy, I can beat you.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we get to see, I can say I'm the best boxer. He can believe it is. Whatever it is, October 26th, I get to go out there. I get to mix it up with him. I get to show him, Maybe we can make another moment. Who knows, I can't wait. I'm locked in. And I can't wait to go out there and do that thing.
Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway is without a doubt the best fight matchup a fan can ask for. You've got a fighter who became a champion defeating one of the greats in the sport of MMA, and he did this by talking smack, backing it up, and having a career-defining knockout, making himself the best villain in the sport of MMA.
How do you see this fight playing out on Saturday? How do you win the fight?
I see myself knock him out in the first round.
I say he's the best villain because he does a lot of trash talking. Unlike people like Colby Covington and Sean Strickland, Ilia says the truth in his trash talk and then backs it up. So even if he's always the heel, you absolutely love it. On the other hand, you've got one of the most experienced, well-accomplished, well-loved fighters, always comes through when doubted. As a decent human being and a fight fan, there's absolutely nothing to hate about Max Holloway. He comes in with humility, confidence, and win or lose, he puts on a fight and brings his all to the octagon. And of course, this is a fighter who has produced one of the greatest fight moments of all time in all of combat sports.
A career-defining moment for a guy who has already accomplished so many great things.
Both Ilia Topuria and Max Holloway possess fascinating striking abilities, but in very different ways. And ultimately, in my opinion, what this matchup sums up to is power versus volume, with Ilia Topuria leaning towards the power side and Max Holloway leaning towards the volume side. Now, at the end of the day, it's a fight and anything can happen. But based on both their fight style and fight resume, Ilia possesses fantastic boxing abilities, picks his shots, and lands powerful punches, while Max possesses fantastic boxing abilities and takes every open opportunity to land his punches. Ilia Topuria is a dynamic and aggressive fighter known for his versatility in three main qualities. When it comes to striking, Topuria has powerful boxing with excellent head movement and a tendency to pressure his opponents. His punches, especially his overhand right, are crisp and explosive. He also utilizes body shots effectively to wear down his opponents. He fights well from both an orthodox and southpaw stance, adding unpredictability to his striking. When it comes to grappling, despite his striking skills, Topuria's base is in grappling, particularly Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He is a black belt and has a high-level submission game, often looking for opportunities to finish his fights on the ground. He is very aggressive with his submission, especially with his guillotine choke and rear naked choke. Topuria's third quality is his fight IQ and pressure combined. Topuria is known for his forward pressure, constantly walking down opponents and cutting off the cage. He mixes up his striking with takedown attempts, making it difficult for his opponents to predict his next move. Overall, Topuria is a well-rounded fighter, dangerous on the feet and on the ground, with a focus on finishing his fights. Max Holloway is known for several high qualities as well. He's known for his high volume technical striking and exceptional cardio. When it comes to striking, Holloway is a master of distance management and output. He overwhelms opponents with a relentless volume of strikes, particularly his accurate punches and combinations. He also incorporates kicks and knees, but his boxing is his strongest weapon. No doubt. His ability to adapt and mix up his striking during exchanges makes him hard to predict. Now, when it comes to cardio and pace, Max Holloway is advanced at that as well. Holloway's endurance is legendary. He maintains a high pace throughout the fight, outlasting many opponents and constantly pressuring them without tiring. Now, when it comes to defense, Holloway has excellent footwork and head movement to avoid strikes. His defensive awareness allows him to evade damage and stay in control of exchanges. Now, another defense that is underrated from Max Holloway is his takedown defense. That's something you can't skip when you're talking about his skills. Though primarily a striker, Holloway has strong takedown defense, making it difficult for his opponents to take the fight to the ground. Now, Holloway's style revolves around outworking and overwhelming opponents with his striking and staying defensively sound and controlling the pace of the fights. So combining both their fight styles, there's obviously a case to be made for why each of them can win the fight. But it certainly feels like Max Holloway has to fight the perfect fight to win this, but you can't really say the same for Ilia Topuria. I think Max Holloway can win a decision with keeping his distance and landing volume jabs straight to the face of Topuria while staying aware of any takedown attempts coming his way, although that is a very hard ask to expect for a 5-round fight. Max Holloway has never been knocked out, but everyone's chin gets cracked at some point. We've seen this over and over again. In fact, he was dropped by Justin Gaethje in his previous fight. Now, in my opinion, if Ilia keeps landing a lot of clean, powerful shots to the face and body of Holloway, eventually he will break him down. And unfortunately for Max, Ilia has a lot of time and opportunity because, again, this is a championship fight, which means it's 5 rounds. I don't like counting Max out, but I feel like a lot of people are having recency bias with his amazing performance at UFC 300 because he was actually winning the fight before having one of the best knockouts of all time. But in my opinion, I think this fight will play out the way Volkanovski versus Topuria played out, but in a more fun, back and forth, interesting way. Max will have a lot of good moments and will certainly land a lot of clean shots and may sting Topuria a little bit, probably make him bleed. But as the fight keeps going, even though Ilia may or may not be losing the fight, I think he will eventually get the opening to land several or one powerful shot that will break Holloway down, or probably be the first fighter to crack Max Holloway and knock him out. Now, that being said, emotionally speaking, I do hope I'm wrong.
Max, what do you think? He's got your belt over there somehow.
He bought it. He's a fan. He's been a fan for many years, and
Yeah, to be honest, I've been a fan from many years, to be honest. Yeah, I've been a fan.
it's a
I
big
followed
team,
your
man.
entire career since I started to doing my first steps in MMA. And yeah, you've been a great example for the new generation, but now it's my time to be that example for the new generation. So
We need to
yes, I've been
find
a big fan of you. Yeah.
Yeah, we get to find out October 26th, buddy.